The digital world, it moves so fast. AI isn't some far-off idea anymore, is it? It's here. It's a daily tool, and it keeps evolving at this, well, incredible pace. It can, I honestly feel like digital vertigo sometimes, just caught in this constant whirlwind of new tools, new systems. But you don't need to be a tech wizard to actually grasp this power. You just need maybe a guide, something to cut through all that noise. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, our mission is all about navigating this AI revolution. We've looked at sources that give us a pretty clear roadmap to, well, mastery, hopefully demystifying this whole landscape. So first we'll tackle those mental roadblocks. Then we'll help you figure out your unique AI persona. We'll define some key concepts, the anchors, really. Explore essential tools, master those evergreen skills, and yeah, even to touch on the future with AI agents.
Yeah, it's totally about moving from feeling kind of lost to feeling genuinely empowered, right? Like finding the best hiking trail for your skill level instead of just, wandering off into the wilderness without a map.
Okay, let's unpack this then. It sounds like a lot of us are feeling, well, maybe intimidated by AI. Where did these psychological walls even come from? And how do we start taking them down?
Well, our sources point to about 5 really common barriers. The first one is just that thought, I'm not a technical person. But the thing with generative AI, it's actually built to be accessible. Your own language, the way you talk or write, that's the interface. If you can ask a question, give an instruction, you've got the core skill. No coding needed. Curiosity, honestly, that's the real key.
Okay, so it's less about technical background and more about just being willing to ask.
Exactly. Then the second barrier, you hear this a lot, it's all changing too fast. And yeah, okay, the surface level is buzzing, new models, constant updates, that's like the model arms race. But for most people, it's mostly noise. Think about it like driving a car, new models come out every year, right? Fancy features. But the core skills, steering, accelerating, braking, they stay the same. Learning one LLM well, it really helps you understand others. You got to focus on those underlying principles, not the shiny new object.
Ah, the car analogy. That actually helps a lot. So focus on the driving, not just the latest dashboard.
Precisely. Then there's, oh my gosh, there are thousands of tools. And yeah, it looks that way. But this is where the 80-20 rule is your best friend. You probably only need to focus on maybe 5 to 7 foundational tools. So many of the others are just wrappers. They're like specialized interfaces built on top of the big models for very specific tasks. Understanding that, it cuts through so much clutter.
Okay, that's reassuring. 5 to 7 sounds manageable.
Right. Then, next up, I can't possibly keep up with all the AI news and developments, and, honestly, you shouldn't even try. Trying to drink from that fire hose is just a recipe for burnout. Your goal isn't to become an encyclopedia of AI, it's to be a practitioner, someone who uses it. Curated newsletters, they're gold. Let someone else sift through the noise so you can focus on how to actually apply this stuff.
Filtered information, not the fire hose.
Got it. And the last one. I'm worried about the ethical implications. This one's important, but it shouldn't be a barrier to starting. Think of it more as a principle to weave into your learning from day one. Being informed means understanding the limits, things like hallucinations when the AI just kind of makes stuff up. It means critically checking the outputs. Yeah. Using AI responsibly actually makes you part of the solution, not part of the problem.
So looking at all those barriers, what's the single most important mindset shift we really need to make here?
AI mastery starts with curiosity, not coding. Principles, not fleeting news.
Okay, we've cleared some of those mental hurdles. So the next logical step is, where do we actually start? It sounds like why we want to learn AI shapes the path we take.
It absolutely does. Our sources talk about 3 main learning personas, and you'll probably find yourself moving between them over time, which is totally normal. First up is the everyday explorer. Your motivation here, it's pretty simple. Save time, make life a little easier, maybe boost your personal productivity or creativity. Your mindset is basically, how can AI help me out with my daily stuff? So maybe it's summarizing that super long email or brainstorming ideas for a project, or even like figuring out what to cook based on what's actually in your fridge. Your main tool here is likely one of the big LLMs, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, something like that.
Okay, that feels like a very accessible starting point, just making everyday tasks smoother.
Yeah, exactly. Then you might evolve into the power user. Their motivation is different. It's about seriously amplifying their professional work, creating higher quality stuff faster, and importantly, integrating multiple AI tools together. Their mindset is more like, how can I combine these different AI tools to get results I couldn't possibly achieve alone? Think of, say, a freelance content creator. They might use Perplexity for deep research, then draft with Claude, generate stunning images with Midjourney, maybe even create voiceovers with 11 Labs. They're like a conductor, orchestrating all these specialized tools.
That's a definite step up. It sounds like it requires more strategic thinking about which tool does what best.
It does, yeah. It's about building a workflow. And that leads naturally to the third persona, the builder. Their drive is bigger picture. They want to solve systemic problems, create totally new capabilities, maybe automate really complex processes using custom tools or even AI agents. Their mindset is, how can I build something where AI works for me, even when I'm not actively directing it? This could be a small business owner, maybe building a custom chatbot for customer service using something like N8N, or a developer using an AI coding assistant like Cursor to build apps faster. They're creating systems that can run more autonomously.
So for someone just dipping their toes in, which persona makes the most sense to aim for first?
Definitely start as an explorer. Focus on daily tasks to build that foundational AI comfort.
Right. Amidst all this chatter about new tools constantly popping up, what are the things that,
Right.
well, that actually stay the same? What are the bedrock principles we really need to get our heads around?
Great question. We need a shared language, but it's not just about memorizing definitions. It's about understanding what these concepts do in practice. So, artificial intelligence, AI, broadly, it's software that simulates human intelligence. Think of it as a whole big field. Machine learning, ML. This is a part of AI where the software learns patterns from data to make predictions or decisions. It gets smarter over time without explicit programming for every single thing.
Okay, so AI is the goal, ML is one way it learns.
Pretty much. Then you have deep learning and neural networks. This is a type of ML kind of inspired by how the human brain is structured. It uses layers to find really complex patterns. This is what's behind a lot of the breakthroughs, like recognizing images or understanding speech. Generative AI. This is the type of AI that actually creates new stuff: text, images, music, code, stuff that feels original. That's the buzz right now. LLMs, large language models. These are the engines behind a lot of generative AI you interact with. They work by predicting the next most likely word, which lets them generate text that sounds remarkably human. Think ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini.
Got it. And the instructions we give them.
That's your prompt. Simply put, it's the specific instruction or question you give to the AI. Mastering prompts is key. Then there's hallucination. This is crucial. It's when the AI generates information that sounds plausible, maybe even confident, but it's actually false or nonsensical. It just makes things up sometimes.
Ah, so it's not always telling the truth,
Yep.
even if it sounds like it is.
Exactly. Which brings us to ARG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. This is a technique to make AI more factual. It basically lets the AI check its answers against a set of trusted external documents or data before it responds. Helps reduce those hallucinations quite a bit.
Okay, so why is understanding hallucinations so fundamentally important for literally anyone using these tools?
It reminds us to always verify AI output, especially for factual accuracy. Don't just trust blindly.
Okay, concepts down. Let's get practical now. The tools. With so many out there, which categories really matter? Which ones should we focus on?
Our sources give a great breakdown into 5 essential categories. First, obviously, the large language models, LLMs. We mentioned ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude. Think of these as the Swiss Army knives of AI. Super versatile, a great starting point. And they're getting better all the time, becoming multimodal, meaning they can understand not just text, but images, documents, sometimes even audio you upload.
So your go-to generalist tool, what's next?
Second category, AI-powered research and knowledge synthesis. These tools are like giving your LLM a connection to the live internet or letting it become an expert in your specific documents. Your second brain, maybe. Perplexity is a fantastic example. It's like an answer engine. It searches the web in real time and gives you citations, which is amazing for fact-checking what an LLM tells you. And then there's Notebook LM. This one's different. It becomes an expert on your private files. You upload your documents, notes, whatever, and it can summarize them, find connections, answer questions based only on your stuff. It's like a personal research assistant.
Wow, okay. Perplexity for the web, Notebook LM for my own stuff. That's useful. What about visuals?
Third category, image generation. This has exploded, right? Moved way beyond just a novelty into a serious creative tool for professionals. Midjourney is still often seen as the leader for really artistic or photorealistic images. Ideogram is interesting because it's particularly good at generating images with text in them, like logos or posters. And DALL-E 3, especially the version inside ChatGPT, is great because you can talk to it, refine the image conversationally, make the dog bigger, change the background to a beach, that kind of thing.
Right, the conversational aspect is powerful. And beyond static images.
Yeah, fourth category, video and audio generation. This area is moving incredibly fast, probably the fastest. For video, you've got tools like Google's VO, Runway. They can generate short, pretty high quality video clips just from a text description. It's still early days relatively, but improving rapidly. For audio, 11 Labs is amazing for text to speech. Hyper realistic voices, you can even clone your own voice ethically. And for music, tools like Suno and Udio, you type in a description, maybe some lyrics, and they generate a full song. Vocals, instruments, broadcast quality sometimes. It's
Yeah.
2 sec silence. Whoa.
Hey.
I mean, just imagine scaling that. One simple text prompt, and boom, you've got an entire original song. It's kind of mind-blowing what's becoming possible there.
It really is. It opens up creative possibilities for so many people who maybe didn't have the traditional skills or resources before.
Absolutely. And the fifth, final category ties a lot of this together. Automation platforms. Think of these as the digital glue. They connect different AI tools to each other and also to all your other apps like email, spreadsheets, social media. They're really the bridge from being a power user, manually combining tools, to becoming a builder, creating automated workflows. Zapier and Make are really user-friendly for connecting cloud apps, lots of pre-built connections. Then there's NAN, which is generally seen as more powerful, more flexible. It's great for building more complex workflows, and it's becoming a key platform for building those AI agents we mentioned earlier. Offers more customization.
Okay, 5 categories. If I were to pick just one single tool today, right now, where should I start to see the most immediate impact or get the most versatility?
Begin with a primary LLM like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude for its broad versatility.
Makes sense. Now, tools will inevitably change. New ones will pop up, old ones will fade. But skills last. What are those essential, truly evergreen abilities we need to cultivate for AI mastery?
Yeah, this is critical. Our sources highlight 4 core skills. The first, and arguably the most important, is advanced prompting, sometimes called the art of the ask. This skill is honestly the difference between getting a useless, generic response and getting something truly game-changing from an AI. It's about moving beyond simple questions to giving clear, structured instructions. A great way to do this is using a framework like CoStar.
Co-star, what does that stand
It
for?
helps structure your prompt. C is for context. Tell the AI who it should be, who you are, and maybe who the audience for the response is. O is for objective. What exactly do you want the AI to do? Be specific. S is for style. What writing style should it use? Formal, witty, simple. T is for tone. What's the emotional feel? Empathetic, urgent, neutral. A is for audience. Who is this response intended for? A beginner, an expert, a child. R is for response format. How should the AI structure its output? Paragraphs, bullet points, a table, JSON code.
Okay, that's quite structured. Can you give us a quick, concrete example of how that works?
Sure, let's use that retirement saving example. Instead of just asking, explain IRA versus Roth IRA, a co-star prompt would be more like, C, you are an expert-friendly financial advisor. I am a 28-year-old freelance graphic designer, totally new to retirement savings and feeling a bit overwhelmed. O, your objective is to clearly explain the main difference between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA for me. S, use a simple, clear style, maybe include an analogy to make the core concept stick. T, your tone should be encouraging and non-judgmental. A, I'm a complete beginner, so avoid complex jargon.
Hmm.
R, please write about 3 short paragraphs, put the analogy in the second one, and end with bullet points summarizing the key takeaways for each account type. See the difference? That level of detail guides the AI much more effectively.
Wow, yeah, that's much more specific. Way more likely to get a useful answer.
Definitely. And honestly, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes, where you start off clear and the AI conversation just wanders off track. That's exactly why frameworks like CoStar are so valuable. They help keep things focused. Okay, second skill, tool literacy and selection. This isn't about becoming an expert at every single tool out there. That's impossible. It's about knowing broadly what's possible with different types of AI tools and developing the intuition for which tool is right for this job. So if you need verifiable facts with sources, you think, Perplexity might be good here. If you need to build a complex automated process with conditional steps, you think, okay, maybe N8N is a better fit than just using a basic LLM chat. It's understanding those categories we talked about.
Knowing the landscape, not every single path.
Exactly. Third skill, workflow thinking. This is about deconstruction and reconstruction. Taking a big, complex goal, something too big for one AI prompt, and breaking it down into smaller, logical, sequential steps. Then figuring out which AI tool, or maybe even a non-AI tool, is best for each step. Like asking an AI to write my marketing campaign that's probably going to fail or give you something super generic, but breaking it down. Step 1. Use ChatGPT to brainstorm potential target audiences. Step 2. Use Perplexity to research their biggest pain points. Step 3. Use Claude to draft several compelling ad copy hooks based on those pain points. Step 4. Use Midjourney to generate a relevant image. Step 5. Maybe use Zapier to automatically schedule posting the final ad. You got it. And the fourth skill, critical evaluation and creative remixing. This is huge. AI is a powerful collaborator, but it's not an oracle. It makes mistakes, it hallucinates. You must always critically evaluate its output, especially for factual accuracy, bias, or just plain weirdness. But there's another side to this too. Sometimes the AI gives you something unexpected, something you didn't ask for, but it's actually better. Or it sparks a totally new idea. So part of this skill is being flexible, recognizing those happy accidents, and being willing to remix your original plan, lean into the AI's surprising strengths sometimes.
So verify, but also be open to useful surprises. Out of those 4 skills, which one offers the quickest path to immediate improvement in how we use AI?
Mastering advanced prompting significantly elevates your AI interactions almost instantly.
Okay, so we're getting better with prompts, tools, workflows. What's the next step? If we're getting good at using AI, what's the next frontier, especially thinking about the future of work?
That next level really points towards building and managing AI agents. Now, it's important to understand the difference here. Regular automation, like with Zapier maybe, tends to follow fixed rules. If this happens, then do that specific thing. Pretty rigid. An AI agent is different. It can reason, it can plan, and it can make decisions on its own to achieve a broader goal you give it. You don't tell it every single step, you give it an objective, and it figures out how to get there, which tools to use from its toolkit, and in what order.
So less instruction following, more autonomous problem solving.
Exactly. Think of the components. An agent usually has a brain, which is a powerful LLM like GPT-4 or Gemini for the reasoning part. It needs memory to remember past interactions, context, what it learned. And it needs access to tools. These are the actions it can take, like searching the web, sending an email, accessing your files, running code, interacting with other apps. What's exciting is that platforms like NNN are starting to make building these agents much more accessible, even with drag-and-drop interfaces. It's democratizing the ability to create these more autonomous systems.
Can you give a simple example of what an agent might do?
Sure, a relatively simple one could be an agent that, say, monitors a specific RSS feed for news articles every morning. When a new article appears, it uses an LLM tool to summarize it, then uses a Slack or Discord tool to post that summary to a specific channel for your team. All automatically, based on the goal, keep the team updated on relevant news. A more complex one might monitor industry trends, identify potential competitive threats based on certain criteria, synthesize that information, and draft a preliminary strategic brief for human review.
Right, I can see how that scales. How does this change the picture for daily work?
The potential shift is that humans move further towards overseeing, strategizing, and focusing on the uniquely human skills creativity, complex problem solving, relationship building, ethical judgment. We'd be managing a team of specialized AI agents that handle a lot of the repetitive data processing or routine communication tasks.
So looking ahead, what's potentially the biggest shift for our day-to-day work when agents become more widespread?
Humans will likely focus much more on high-level thinking and direction, delegating routine execution to AI agents. Sponsor.
So let's pull this all together. After this deep dive, what's the big takeaway? It feels like the AI revolution isn't really about replacing us, is it?
No, I really don't think so. It's fundamentally about empowerment. AI offers these incredibly powerful, super intelligent tools for humanity. All the noise, the hype cycles about new models, it's mostly surface level. The core principles we talked about, learning how to ask good questions, prompting,
Right.
knowing which tool to use for what job, thinking in workflows, and always critically evaluating the output, those skills are evergreen. They'll serve you no matter what new tool comes out next week.
And the feeling of being behind. Maybe that's misplaced. Just understanding these concepts seems like a big step forward.
Absolutely. If you grasp these ideas, you're likely already ahead of most people. You're not behind. You're building the foundation. And remember, the future isn't this passive thing that just washes over us. It's something we actively shape, prompt by prompt, workflow by workflow.
So here's something to think about. What's one small, maybe slightly annoying repetitive task in your work or your life right now? Just one thing. Could you maybe transform that even just a little bit with a simple AI tool? Starting today, beat. Don't aim for perfection. Just begin.
Yeah.
Experiment.
Yeah, exactly. And just remember, every little step you take, every small aha moment you have playing with these tools, it moves you closer, closer to really understanding and harnessing this incredible technology for yourself.
That seems like a good place to leave it for today. That's all for this deep dive. We really hope it sparked your curiosity and maybe gave you a clearer path forward in navigating AI. Out to your own music.